Prime Minister Andrew Holness announces island-wide curfew. Hurricane Beryl will strike Jamaica today, and we only have 8 teams left in Copa America Championship. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has declared Jamaica a disaster area in light of the threat of Hurricane Beryl. The declaration, which was made in accordance with Section 26 of the Disaster Risk Management Act, will be in effect for the next 7 days. An island-wide curfew will also be in effect between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. today. The Prime Minister said this is to ensure the safety of everyone during the passage of the storm and prevent any movement with the intent to carry out criminal activity. An evacuation order is also in effect for flood and landslide prone areas at or below sea level and areas at or close to gullies or waterways. And the hurricane this morning was packing winds of 145 miles per hour and is about 185 miles wide, making it cover the entire island of Jamaica. We can expect flooding, down power lines, landslide and damaged buildings, and some blocked roads as well. Communications manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, said the agency has been making significant progress in its efforts to clean drains in most parishes as Hurricane Beryl barrels towards Jamaica. Mr. Shaw said some critical drains are getting special attention as the mitigation work continues. He said they have been able to clean some critical drains in Ocho Rios in St. Anne and in St. Anne's Bay, Montego Bay, Port Antonio, sections of St. Elizabeth and Manchester. They are also doing significant work in sections of St. Andrew, St. Thomas, Hanover and Portland. But me not hear no mention of Savlamar. Probably what happened, they're leaving them for drown or something. Meanwhile, Director of the Met Service Branch, Evan Thompson, said the condition brought by the approaching Hurricane Beryl could be similar to that of 1988 Hurricane Gilbert. Meanwhile, a New York judge has delayed former President Donald Trump's sentencing until September as his lawyers seek to challenge his conviction after a Supreme Court ruling. Trump was initially scheduled to be sentenced on 11th of July, and his legal team asked for his conviction in a hush money case to be overturned after the nation's highest court ruled Monday that former presidents had partial immunity for official acts during their presidency. And as a result of the corrupted ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court, all the wrongs that the ex-president did will now have to be reviewed, no matter how guilty he is. Justice Juan Merchan said on Tuesday that he would issue a decision on the motions by September 6. And if sentencing is necessary, the judge wrote that it will take place on September 18. And we have some more information on the written rebuttal of one of the judges who thought that the decision was wrong to allow a president to do whatever he wants to do. And this was written information from Justice Sotomayor.
Kyle Griffin is an executive producer at MSNBC, and he tweeted out this excerpt from Sotomayor's dissent. When the president uses his official powers in any way, under the majority's reasoning, he now will be insulated from criminal prosecution. Orders the Navy SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? Immune. Organizes a military coup to hold on to power? Immune. Takes a bribe in exchange for a pardon? Immune, 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 immune. Let the president violate the law. Let him exploit the trappings of his office for personal gain. Let him use his official power for evil ends. Because if he knew that he may one day face liability for breaking the law, he might not be as bold and fearless as we would like him to be. That is the majority's message today. Even if these nightmare scenarios never play out, and I pray they never do, the damage has been done. The relationship between the president and the people he serves has shifted irrevocably. In every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. The president is now a king above the law. These are alarming words coming from a justice of the Supreme Court. And to conclude her dissent, Sotomayor said the following: never in the history of our republic has a president had reason to believe that he would be immune from criminal prosecution if he used the trappings of his office to violate the criminal law. Moving forward, however, all former presidents will be cloaked in such immunity. If the occupant of that office misuses official power for personal gain, the criminal law that the rest of us must abide will not provide a backstop. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. Those are chilling words from Justice Sotomayor. And for all of this to come out on the week of July 4th when we declared our independence from a monarchy, wild stuff from the Supreme Court.
And those are experts from Justice Sotomayor. Back in Jamaica, the Jamaica Constabulary Force said it has prepared extensively and is ready to face the challenges ahead as Hurricane Beryl continues its trajectory towards Jamaica. In a release on Tuesday, Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake said the JCF Incident Command Center is set to be activated as the force gets ready to be on the front lines. And outlining the sacrifice law enforcers will have to make in the coming days, Commissioner Blake said their duty to protect and serve does not go unnoticed. Expressing confidence in the abilities of his officers, Commissioner Blake rallied the force with a message of unity and strength. Meanwhile, a construction worker of a Granville Trelawney address was charged with burglary after he turned himself in to the police on Sunday. Charges 28-year-old Sheon Finley. Reports are that on June 27 between the hours of 12 a.m. and 4 a.m., a woman woke up after hearing footsteps in her home in Rock District in Falmouth. The woman reportedly went to investigate and saw Finley in the bathroom. He then escaped through the bathroom window. The matter was reported to the police. Finley turned himself in and a charge was laid against him. And a court date is now being arranged for him to turn up to court. On to sports. In European Championship, France knocked Belgium out of the competition, beating them 1-0, while Portugal beat Slovenia 3-0 in penalty shootouts after the game ended 0-0. And last evening, Netherlands beat Romania 3-0, while Turkey knocked Austria out of the competition as well, beating them 2-1. And in Copa, yesterday we had Brazil and Colombia playing to a 1-1 draw, while Costa Rica beat Paraguay 2-1. So the 8 teams we have left is now Argentina and Ecuador, who will play tomorrow, Venezuela and Canada, Colombia, Panama, Uruguay and Brazil. And those games between Colombia and Panama and Uruguay and Brazil will play on Saturday, while tomorrow Argentina will face Ecuador and on Friday Venezuela will face Canada. And that's going to be news and sports on your favorite community radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.